I'm so happy to introduce Priya Ramesh, who will be discussing such an important topic in this video, and that is of diversity. She too is a ICF Coach Educator Impact Award winner in 2024. And when Linda and I met with her, we asked her, what's a topic that you're really passionate about that you feel could support coach educators when they're developing their coaching programs? She quickly talked about diversity and shared the following story with us. She shared that when COVID first hit, she was in a position where she was delivering coaching training virtually. And she said in the learners, they were ranging all the way from a homemaker to a CEO. She said, I was delivering this to, I think it was almost every continent on a global level. And so she had different cultures, she had different genders, she had different age groups, she had different life experiences in terms of their roles and their occupation. So I hope you enjoyed this video. The two main learning objectives that you'll explore is you'll be able to describe by the end of this video the ABC lens of diversity in coaching education. You'll also be able to list three pillars that represent diverse ways of learning. Priya's created the ABC framework for coaching educators. You'll be able to access and download a handout that can support you to revisit the learning that's in this video and some additional reflection and action plans that could support you when you're putting your coaching programs together. So I hope you enjoy, and thanks again to Priya.
In my years of experience, which spans over a decade in coach education, I've had the privilege and honor to be working with learners across many geographies, ages, and cultural sensitivities. So diversity is my favorite topic and something that becomes very important in this day and time where everything is global. So I look at coach education from the lens of diversity, and this lens is what I call ABC. A standing for diversity in terms of age, that is generational diversity, diversity in terms of borders, which is geographical diversity, and diversity in terms of cultural context and sensitivities. So working with learners from across this with an ABC lens, I realized that's not the only form of diversity in terms of coach education. The other perspective to diversity is in how you learn. And I base that on three pillars. The first one is learning in safety. As a coach educator, it is important for us to create a space of safety because learning happens only in safety. In a safe environment, it is possible for us as educators to challenge our learners, to help them experiment, and for them to have a sense of belonging and connectedness. So in safety, people grow. So learning in safety, the coach educator must keep two things in mind. The first one is approach the learning cohort with a coaching mindset, which is being open, flexible, and curious to who the people are and to be able to include everyone in the learning experience. Just as you would model a coach, just as you would be a coach, you role model the very fact that every voice is important. And that's inclusion, creating safety. The second pillar is learning agility. This is a diversity also that is critical to keep in mind as a coach educator. It is nothing but the speed at which learners absorb the information, the speed at which they are comfortable to let go of old ideas, the speed at which they are ready to embrace new ones. And what does this require? To enable and leverage leadership agility, I think it's very important to give the learners time and space. The third pillar is learning styles. As a coach educator, you will find yourself amidst different people having different styles of learning. All of us are operating with multiple intelligences. So sometimes some people are more visual than auditory, some more auditory than kinesthetic. And to be able to flex and adapt to meet the requirements and the learning styles of the learner is a skill that the coach educator develops. And for me, the most important thing in that space is to be able to understand where the learner is and to create audio visual aids, to be able to create experiential learning sessions in small breakout rooms or otherwise, where, because some learners are comfortable in theory, some in reflection, some in experimenting. So everyone has their own style of learning. And so all these aids and experiments can happen when there is safety, and this creates speed, which is agility. So here's what I wanted to offer in terms of diversity. As a coach educator, you role model who you are as a coach and what it means to be in a coaching environment. And you approach the entire learning experience with an open, curious, and flexible coaching mindset. Happy teaching.